Good morning, everybody. Good morning. As of about 8 minutes ago, I thought we might be alone here in the sanctuary, and then you all showed up en masse. It must mean you're relaxing at home with your coffee and all that stuff, only to come along and be with us at church, which is the best kind of Sunday in my mind. So welcome. I'm not Jenny. We are thinking and praying for our Reverend Jenny to be having the most beautiful, restful time. She was here yesterday to do the Celebration of Life service for our dear friend Bob Petrie, and now she's gone away again. And as it should be, and it was just beautiful. So over the summer, we have some amazing guest speakers, guest preachers, and some really fun stuff. Today, I will be your worship leader, and we're super cash today. So I want everybody to get up and move. We are mostly music today. Mostly stuff you will know. There are a few that you may not. Just sing lustily and just because you can. So I want to take a moment to thank Bob's family for leaving these gorgeous flowers created by Marianne Van Overen. Carol said to me, she goes, they were going to take the ashes out to the lake after the service, and she goes, I can't bear to take this apart and put it in the lake. I meant lake. And she said, will it be okay here? I'm like, I think so. It's just stunning, absolutely stunning. So thank you to Marianne for that. Okay, so Celia, I think you have an announcement.
Good morning, everybody. I have in my hand a sign-up sheet, and there'll be more of them, for Peace and Pizza on July 19th. Out of the 10 lovely spots, so far one has been filled. Thank you, Kathy. So I will leave this. I do understand that people are having a little bit of difficulty with that sign-up genius. So me not being such a genius, you can email me, you can text me, you can call me in the office Monday to Friday. I actually will be away this week, Tuesday, Wednesday. But if you want to sign up for something, just a quick phone call, shoot me a text, and I will be having some nice old-fashioned sheets for sign-up. So thanks so much.
Thanks, Seal. I would like to make an announcement about our Wednesday lunch. As many of you know, we do lunch on Wednesday. I call it Wednesday Community Lunch. We haven't actually got a good name for it, but that's what people call it. So it's lunch for the community at no charge. All are invited. And you will sit with your neighbors, and your neighbors may be housed, they may be unhoused. They may be neighbors from here or neighbors from far. You don't know that. And it's the best. Usually, we use our great big hall for this. We feed up to 100 people every week on a Wednesday. And this week, our hall is being renovated. There's lots of stuff around the building you're noticing. We're trying to hide it not very well. And all that stuff will be moving back into the storage and all of that. So Wednesday, I think it's still going to be too hot for us to lounge around in the parking lot. So we're going to ask folks to come in, and we're going to just sprinkle people around the building, wherever is the best place to be. There'll be lots of seats and not as many tables, I'm thinking. So be prepared to eat maybe off a paper plate on your lap, and we would appreciate any volunteers that want to come and sort of direct some action there. That would be super great. And it's a wonderful event on a Wednesday. It's a don't miss kind of event. And I see Darlene Clark's family is here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Our dear friend Darlene passed away 2 days ago. And our hearts and our thoughts and our minds and all of our good energy is with you all as we turn the page and mark the next part of the journey. So Jenny's not here physically, but she sure is here emotionally and mentally, and she has been in touch with you, I'm sure. So thank you, and our thoughts and prayers go to you. So, as we gather for worship, we acknowledge that we live, work, worship, celebrate, play on the traditional and unceded territory of the Secwepemc people. We are grateful every day for that beautiful ability to do so. And so, we light this candle knowing that the Christ is already in our midst, and it helps us to focus and to think a little bit deeper. Thank you, Jean. Join me in our call to worship. Brothers and sisters, come and dance and sing and praise that God is with us.
Like David, you come with a song to sing.
Like Miriam, we come with a dance to share.
God's Spirit is ready to bring us a celebration of God's presence alive among us.
So come, brothers and sisters, and sing your songs of faith. Sing loud, sing with joy.
Let us worship our God with gladness.
And join me in a prayer. Deep breath in. Ground yourself to your spot. Holy One, on this summer warm Sunday, we celebrate your presence with us, with all of who we are. We offer our voices raised in song, our worries so they might be dissipated through melody and meaning, and our gifts brought to life through singing as one. In this time of worship, touch us through the ministry of melody, through the sounds and senses of song, through the wordless wonder which fills our souls, through the Spirit which teaches our feet to dance, our hearts to overflow, that we might embrace your Spirit in new ways, open-hearted and in joyful, wonderful ways. Amen. So a little bit of the pattern for our service today. We've had some of you respond, mostly choir members, but also others with a favorite hymn, a hymn that has meaning for you. And so you'll see us come up and have a little history. You said it. A little history about what that means to you, a little anecdote, or kind of a serious note, a spiritual time. So I get to go first. I know. So in my thoughts as I'm thinking about this time together, I was thinking, have people ever wondered about the value or the benefit of music, whether it's listened to or sung or played or whatever, the value of music? And I looked it up on my Mr. Google, and basically, what I already knew, music reduces anxiety, blood pressure, pain. It improves your sleep, your mood, your mental alertness. Oh my gosh, it's powerful to us because it can enhance our mood, bring people together, add depth and meaning to our everyday experiences. And so, I want to talk to you about one of my favorite hymns out of Voices United, and it's Sia Hamba. That might not surprise everybody. I was in Africa 7 years ago in Kenya, and for mission and service, I was traveling there with the church, and I don't know why I thought African folks singing might have been a bit of a stereotype, and I was unprepared for when we went in to see this girls' school, and these girls were at school, they lived there, they had their children with them, Most of them had escaped violence and abuse, either at home or with a marriage and a marital situation where they'd been married off at 10, 11, 12. It was the most fascinating energy and the most interesting place to be. And it's literally in the middle of what I would say nowhere. You saw our Jeep coming 10 kilometers away because of the dust, right? So it's along the road, dust, dust, dust. And as I was getting closer, I find this really emotional. I can hear and see these girls, and they're dressed in their uniforms, and they're all swinging. Like, these are beautiful uniforms, either kilt-like uniforms. And they're singing and dancing, and as I get closer, I hear, "Sia Humba, Sia Humba." And there's a dance that goes with it. How surprising. And if you feel so moved, I want you to stand up and at least do some of that. So when they say Sia Humba, they go Sia Humba, Sia Humba, Sia Humba. And the dance is like this, Sia Humba, Sia Humba. So I challenge you to dance like this, and then they have the arms. So maybe Lori will. She's my friend. She would do it. Okay, so it's a South African hymn. Clearly everybody knows it in Africa. We know it too. So we're going to sing the first 2 verses in English, and then we're going to sing, so it's Sia Hamba Kukenyen Kwenkos. So Sia Hamba, can you say Kukenyen Kwenkos? Kukenyen Kwenkos. You're so bilingual. Okay, let's sing it. Does that mean we follow along with that terrible reputation of being the frozen chosen? I don't think so. I'm going to invite Terry Pitbrook to come up and have a reading for us. Come along.
The reading is from the 16th chapter of the Gospel of Mark. And when the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, and Salome brought spices so that they might go and anoint him. And very early on the first day of the week, they went to the tomb when the sun had risen. And they were saying to one another, "Who will roll away the stone for us from the door of the tomb?" And looking up, they saw that the stone was rolled back, for it was very large. And entering the tomb, they saw a young man sitting on the right side, dressed in a white robe, and they were amazed. And he said to them, "Do not be amazed. You seek Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He has risen. He is not here. See the place where they laid him. But go, tell his disciples and Peter that he is going before you to Galilee. There you will see him, as he told you." This is the word of the Lord.
I don't have to invite you up. You're just coming on your own. Please welcome Daryl Otten.
Last Monday morning, Gerald and I were at our cabin on Okanagan Lake. At 2:30 that morning, Venus was rising over Vernon to the northeast. It was clearly visible above Silver Star Mountain. At 5:10 that morning, a little more than 2.5 hours later, the sun came up just a little northeast of where Venus had risen as the morning star. I had been reading by the light of a floor lamp, and as the sun sprang over Silver Star Mountain, the need for that light suddenly disappeared. Joy comes with the dawn. Joy comes with the morning sun. I half expected to hear birds singing in the trees outside the window. There are little birds there, but not a lot that sing in the morning. Instead, I remembered a trip that I had made in 1985 to Guanajuato in Mexico to visit farming co-ops. It had been the first time that I ever visited an area where the day and the night were separated into 12-hour blocks, and where there was no twilight. And suddenly, as dark came, the birds nestled into the trees. And then, at sunrise, there was this huge sound of singing as the birds flew out. At 6 o'clock that morning, they exploded into song. Joy comes with the dawn. Joy comes with the morning sun. Now, that's my human side. I experience a lot of things like that. All of us do. But my faith experience is part of a Christian tradition that celebrates us as Easter people, rejoicing with the coming of the dawn on the third morning. Joy comes with the dawn. Joy comes with the morning sun. Joy springs from the tomb and scatters the night with her song. Joy comes with the dawn. It's incredible. We are an Easter people because we've experienced, as have Christians throughout the ages, that Sunday morning, every Sunday morning, is Easter Sunday. We've passed the despair and the destruction of the life of Jesus on the Good Friday and that Saturday. And what was confusion for those women who went to the tomb that Sunday morning, there was a new confusion because the tomb was open. They experienced cloths where Jesus had lain. They experienced the empty tomb. And as Terry just read, those women experienced terror and amazement at what they encountered. I keep trying to put myself into that setting on that third morning, that Sunday morning. Those were not powerful people. They did not have servants who did the labor for them. They were practical women, brothers, and followers themselves of Jesus. They made themselves useful and did their own funeral arrangements. They didn't call Bowers or Fishers. They went out and did the work themselves. They went to the tomb weeping. Weeping may come. Weeping may come in the night when the dark cloud of night, they experienced the empty tomb, and joy came with the dawn. And then it dawned on them that something totally different was being experienced. Joy comes with the dawn. Joy comes with the morning light. Every one of us has experienced those dark shadows. I know that there are people here today, many of us, who are caught in grief and loss. We know that the tomb is empty and that our loved ones share the light and the love of Christ now as they experienced it differently in the past. As the women went to that tomb on the Sunday morning, I keep discovering that my rocks get rolled away, and I discover the presence of the Christ. Rejoice and give praise to the God who gives us grace. Joy comes with the dawn. Will you stand and sing it now?
Please be seated, she says. So I'm Gloria Christian, and I'm introducing a song that means a lot to me in my life. I was born into the United Church family in Brantford, Ontario. I learned in my in my family of origin to live so God can use me. I did the usual things any child of my era would do. I went to Sunday school. I went to Explorers, where I learned to be doers of the word, not hearers only. I went to CGIT. I was baptized, confirmed. I was married in the church, and ultimately graduated from my church. However, the yearning to be in God's presence at church never left me. Tragedy happens in life, and I was left alone to care for 4 children. And it was then that I learned to live, work, pray, and sing for God. I went into training to become a nurse and to watch my children become adults as I nursed and be productive citizens of whom I am so proud. When they became adults, I entered the ordained ministry stream of the United Church of Canada. And this year I celebrated my 30th year of ordained ministry as our church celebrates its 100th anniversary. So throughout those 30-plus years of ministry, God has used me to be the hands and feet of Christ in prison ministry and in many communities of faith. This African-American spiritual that we're about to sing tells of a journey of faith. The name of the first person to sing the words is Lost to History. So let us sing to our own journey of faith and to how God has used us in ministry as we sing, I'm going to live so God can use me.
Hi, my name's Debbie Chapman, and I have the privilege of following 2, maybe 3 ministers. Great. This next hymn was written by Jim Hanna, a former youth leader at First United Church. It is a favorite of my sister, who says the water flowing from the mountains is about how precious water is. She says it is as pertinent today as it was the day that it was written in 2003. I love that, she told me. Living water is the spiritual part of life. Now, Jim is a retired diaconal and commissioned minister who, according to our own Jenny Carter, expresses himself through music. He is a piano player, drummer, and composer. He put on many a musical fundraiser here. Jim was first hired at First United when he took on the theme conversation job. The members of the choir had prime seats to watch Jim. They were drawn to him. He began by spreading out a cloth on the floor, and he used figures to tell the story. And this was, the spreading of the cloth was the indication when everybody came forward. I know now that this probably was a godly play curriculum, but Jim's conversations never felt prescriptive. He brought something of himself to the curriculum. He didn't realize it, or I didn't realize it, that he was a professional actor at one point. He always concluded with his signature, "I wonder." It felt like Jim's world was full of wonder and a lot of fabric. Now, I talked to Jenny about Jim yesterday, and she smiled, and she told me that she loved the way he did youth ministry. Jenny met Jim when she was a youth leader at Kamloops United. He had a profound effect on her. She saw that he treated youth like they should be seen, heard, and valued. And now, working with adults, Jenny treats us all like we need to be seen, heard, and valued. Thank you, Jim, for your many gifts to us.
You can stand. You can. Thank you. And here's Dave Reed.
I was born and grew up in Winnipeg. My father grew up in Dublin. And like many people, second generation Irish, I'm more Irish than my father. I like all things Irish, and particularly Irish hymns. And I've chosen one today that is probably my very favorite. It's about St. Patrick. St. Patrick was born in Kilpatrick, Scotland, in 387 AD to well-to-do parents of Roman ancestry. He was christened Maegwyn Succat. His father was a deacon, and his grandfather was a priest. When he was 16, he was kidnapped by Irish raiders, taken to Ireland, and used as a herdsman. For 6 years, he endured the slavery sustained by his faith. He finally escaped and returned to Scotland in 403. He studied for 15 years, during which time he conceived the plan to return to Ireland to convert the Irish to Christianity. He started his ministry in 424 in Seoul, Ireland. His life was not easy. he was in constant danger and was imprisoned for a while. In 433, he wrote a poem to be used as like a catechism as part of the christening of King Lear, called The Breastplate. St. Patrick traveled and was revered throughout Northern Ireland and eventually retired back to the town of Seoul, where he began his ministry. He died at the age of 74 years on March 17th, 461. Somewhere along the way, St. Patrick's breastplate was put to music, which we are now going to sing.
Dave is going to sing the first verse. Thank you, Dave. And we're going to attempt to sing the first verse again with hands. So you may remain seated.
Jean.
Sorry, that's okay. Yep. Thank you, Dave. So our next song is chosen by Jean Lazzarato, and she's not able to be here today, but she sent this note. Ready? It says, she would choose. A light is gleaming, page 92 in Voices United, composed by Linnea Good, who lives in Summerland, not that far away. Hope in seeming darkness, always a good metaphor. And Len, her husband, declared in January that he was embracing optimism for the year and keeps reminding himself of that. So let's sing that one.
Living in the light.
gosh, some beautiful, beautiful music. And now we have what we call our invitation to offering. We are called to live our lives with joy and love and graciousness, where every moment that is lived fully and well becomes a prayer of thanksgiving. Yet our faith is never a solitary endeavor. We are called to share who we are and what we have with one another and with the world. Each one of us is gifted, and whatever it is we offer to each and to the world, God takes and transforms it into life for us, life for our neighbors, and life for the creation of which we are a part. Kim, will you come and lead us? A little bit of a doxology. Thank you.
This song by Tom Walker is one of my favorites, and it's not one that we normally sing as a hymn, it's more a song. And each verse is narrated by someone who is somehow underprivileged, downtrodden, suffering in some way, particularly from the judgment of others. And so we're just going to, as a doxology, we'll just sing the chorus twice. For me, this is one of the most important kind of lessons of our faith, I guess, is that no matter what life deals us, no matter how many blows we've received, how many people look down on us, I am a child of God. Nothing can shake my confidence. I am a child of God. No one can take my inheritance. Never alone I'll stand. Strengthened by God's own hand, I am a child. I am a child of God. Let's sing it.
Thank you, Kim. So offerings come in all shapes and sizes. And so, Holy One, we give with hands and hearts wide open, eager to be part of this faith community and a part of your answer to the cries of the world. Whether it is our time, our prayer, our energy, thought, our vibe, money, assets, love, care, we accept those things gratefully and ask God to take and transform all that we offer this day. May it bring joy, peace, and new life to all. Amen. There is a wooden box at the back. If you so choose to leave your offering there for today, much, much appreciation for that. Thank you very much. Lori, come along.
Good morning. I'm Lori Page. This is my daughter, Robin. I'm kind of filled with emotion. I didn't know Darlene had died, and I'm a bit gutted. But I think that our music today is appropriate, just the sharing of the joys and the tears and how life goes. And so we're going to do a song, and I encourage you to join us. It's from this book of Jimmy and Jean Strathdee. And Tom Walker wrote the words and the music to this one as well as the one we just did, and the accompaniment was written by Jim Strathdee. We don't sing it very often, and what I hear in this song is just the journey of life, all the joys and the sorrows that we are so privileged to experience. It's just great to be alive and have the opportunity to feel all of our emotions in one body and all of the things that happen. This song is not claiming that life is easy, but more that it's meant to be lived as fully as we can. And the chorus is a prayer to be led safely home, to have that guide, on our journey. But it's also the idea of, it's not lead me safely home, it's lead us. We are in this life together. We are journeying together. We are being led somewhere. It's just that kind of idea, all of the joys, all of the sorrows, all of the journey, all together. So I want to invite you to sing with us if you know it. If you don't want to sing the verses, I totally get that. It'll be unfamiliar to you, but do join in the lead us safely home part. I just want to feel that sense of collectivity, even if you whisper it, just to feel that we are here together. Yeah, lead us safely home. Okay. I just have to get all my papers and turn our microphones on. Just talking to make sure.
I turned it on.
So many things to worry about.
Brown meadows in the summer sun, green branches where the rivers run. This whole life so quickly now, oh, leave
told you this was a casual service, but what a service full of love and care and understanding and real faith. So here's the part in our service where we talk about the prayers of us, the people. And this litany was put together using direct quotes from many saints and mystics and contemporary individuals. So please join me. There you go. I'll be the leader. And then the people on the right, let's have you folks, you be the right, and you folks be the left, okay? So when it's your turn, and when it's all, it means all. Okay. The earth is a sparkling blue and white jewel laced with slowly swirling veils of white, like a small pearl in a thick sea of black mystery. All creation is a song of praise. All creation is a song of praise to God. All creation is a song of praise to God. All creation is a song of praise to God. All creation is a song of praise to God. Holy One, having been moved through the gift of song, our hearts are wide open, and so it is, we lift the prayers of our hearts. We lift in prayer all those without a song to sing. May your Spirit help them find their voice and the melody of life. We lift in prayer those who are struggling with grief or sadness or incessant worry. May your Spirit comfort them in their distress, and may we reach out with care and understanding to them. And hear us now as we name, either in silence, in the silence of our hearts, or out loud in this sacred space, the prayers that weigh most heavily upon us. Today we pray for the family of Darlene Clark, and I just ask Marilee to add a little something, some richness to this prayer.
Some of you would have been here a couple of weeks ago when Darlene stood right here and gave her testimony of her faith life, and how touched I certainly was. I wasn't able to be here, but I have the distinct honor and privilege now to sit with Darlene and Carrie in Blind Bay on Canada Day watching fireworks. And I know that Carrie and Darlene had spent the day, celebrating in Blind Bay. And so Darlene was telling me a little bit more about her testimony, and she said to me, she said, "I forgot the most important part." And I said, "Darlene, what could you possibly have forgotten?" And she said, "I forgot to say, it humbled me and how very grateful I am." To be humbled. She says, something must have humbled me somewhere along the way, but that's what it took. But those were Darlene's words. And after hearing her testimony and hearing her speak those words, and then now being here today to celebrate who Darlene was and how special she was, that is her additional gift.
Thank you. We're all humbled. The grieving ones gathered yesterday to celebrate the life of Bob Petrie. All those who grieve, whether that grief is fresh or lives in our hearts, a poignant, rich memory. Holy One, we offer all of our prayers, those spoken, those left unspoken, and those that are simply too deep for our words. And we offer them up to you, trusting that you hear, trusting that you love, and trusting that you answer. Amen. I'm going to invite Dale. Is she here? Where's Dale? Dun, 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 dun. There she goes. You're very welcome. Have stool, will travel. Here you go.
Good morning, everyone. I chose as my favorite, My Life Flows On. And Jean reminded me, she said, that was Howard's favorite. Howard is my amazing husband who passed away, what's it, about 23 years ago now. And so, of course, I'm going to ask you to sing My Life Flows On. And it's verse 1, 2, and 4.
One of my favorites too, Dale. It's been a little, today. Right? As we leave this place and time together, may God help us to find a song so that we might share it with the world. May we never doubt that not only can we all sing, but the world is counting on us to do so. So I'm hoping that you're leaving today feeling like your blood pressure is reduced, you have less pain, your sleep will improve, your blood pressure will go down, your anxiety will be reduced, your memory will be increased. Powerful, powerful stuff. And we do it with joy and with love and with care and intrinsic motivation. We trust God's blessing goes with us today, will be with us tomorrow, and will remain with us always. Amen. And so the peace of Christ be with you.